Jurassic World Rebirth has a bigger boom in global opening with $322 million. Guys, actually, it wasn't a bomb at all whatsoever. It is, in fact, a massive hit, okay? It's the second biggest opening weekend of the entire year, okay? Opening 5-day weekend of the entire year. And yeah, when you start to just really dig deeper on this one, the amount of spin around this movie is kind of telling the tale that they don't really want to have to say themselves. That yeah, this right here, yeah, it's not it might end up turning a profit. Okay, it might end up being a big movie. Okay, it might end up being top 5 of 2025. But spinning it as this out of control, unbridled success, yeah, that just clearly isn't the case. So I don't even want to talk about the substance of the movie because I've listened to and heard a couple of different reviews, and honestly, it went in one ear and out the other. The moment that the entire plot gets set up by a Snickers wrapper getting sucked up into an event that ends up unlocking all of the cages because, oh, in the other Jurassic Park movies, there was a security service that and different programs that when they had to get shut down, that means that everything got shut down too in the park, so we need to continue that through. It's like the people that went to the theater just to see the dinosaurs and say that the plot and the characters, they don't need to make sense. You don't need to understand them. You don't need to like them or know anything about them. We just want to see dinosaurs on the screen are the exact type of window-licking retards that should have their right to vote revoked. Now just repeal the 19th, repeal the first line of the Bill of Rights, all men are created equal. No, clearly, anybody who is cheering on Jurassic World Rebirth is not created equally. Because it's wild, right? Like, I've been trolling around trying to see if there's, like, people that are unironically praising this, okay? And if they are, what exactly the takeaways from this are. And it's the same thing whenever you get these bad movies that are coming out, okay? One meme scene, a nice shot, or, hey, just pure spectacle. And in 2025, when just about everything's been done, if you are enthralled by CGI that looks no better and in some respects retrograde from the 2013 or 2015 when Jurassic World came out. Like, I really don't know, man. Like, you must lose your mind whenever somebody drops like a roll of dimes on the floor and it explodes because your fixation with shiny things should be properly diagnosed by a medical professional. But let's go. The DNA in the new round of Dinosaurs is so good that it's leading Universal and Ambulance. Yeah, Steven Spielberg's company was producing this. It's unfortunate that none of his talent got rubbed off on this production, but Jurassic World Rebirth to a higher worldwide opening than previously reported. That being $322.5 million worldwide instead of the $318 million that came out, on Sunday. But this is factoring in since Wednesday. That's a big caveat, kids. With $147 million over 5 days and $174.7 million foreign take. Yeah, as we already told you, it's the second biggest opening for a Jurassic movie in the franchise behind 2015's Jurassic World with $525.5 million, which is very, 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 very misleading because, well, I mean, you look at the numbers that are here, okay? And you realize that, yeah, this one opened up $30 million on the Wednesday, 25 on the Thursday, sorry. And then 26, 36, and 28 for the weekend, respectively. And if you were to just simply look at your traditional 3-day weekend, it's not that impressive. And when you compare it against the rest of the Jurassic World franchise, sub-franchise, I guess, you look at it and go, oh, domestic opening weekend, $92 million, huh? Yeah, not exactly that impressive. Would it have recouped that, 50 some odd million dollars? Would the $147.8 million over 5 days be condensed down into the 3 days? I'm not entirely sure. It's possible. Would it have been over $100 million? Yep, sure. I'll go ahead and give you that. I'll go ahead and give you the extra $8 million, but would it have been anywhere near Jurassic World? Hell no. Okay, would it have been the second biggest? God no. Fallen Kingdom at 148? No. It wouldn't have got there. Even with a long sprawling 5-day, it falls short of that by like $500,000. Oopsie daisy. So even still, it's the third biggest opening. But if we want to compare apples to apples, it's $50 million behind, nearly $50 million behind Dominion. And it's so funny, right? Because you take a look at production budgets, Actually, hate to be that guy, but yeah, it's been reported time and time again that the production budget, okay, the 3 Jurassic World picks all grossed north of $1 billion globally, and all opened higher than Rebirth is forecasted to do, and did. It also, yes, cost less to produce, okay, or $225 million before marketing, but all of a sudden, now we're doing this retroactive reframing of the production where all of a sudden $45 million just disappears into the ether, and we're going to be running on this idea, the same thing that, you know, Jurassic World Rebirth, Captain America Brave New World, and the Thunderbolts all cost the same amount of money. Very interesting. But no, guys, it's a super big hit and everything's going to be great. I'll just be very interested to see how it performs during the week, and especially when you start to get some competition over the weekend, because at this point in time, man, for as much as people are praising this film right now, which, oh my God, I love the dinosaurs, they're probably going to be the same people that are going to come in and go, oh my God, I love to see the guy in the red panties fly through the air. It was so great. Peak cinema. This is cinema. Share all your gifts. Make a project, make an IP, your entire identity for a week or two, and then, well, actually in this case it'll be for 2 weeks, because Fantastic Four will come out after that, and who even knows what's going to happen in August. It's just creativity is dead, and so is authenticity, because holy shit, again, just lying to you about box office returns, that's one thing. This right here, trying to frame Scarlett Johansson, okay, she is apparently the highest grossing actor of all time. Fucking what? Are you kidding me? How do you come to this conclusion, honestly? Well, apparently, right, like, if you just wrap up everything that she's been in, it doesn't matter that nobody turned out to an Avengers movie because Black Widow was there, and like you look at the Jurassic World slide, and I don't know what film this is from. I legitimately do not, let alone this one. Like that one, it just totally goes by me. You could have just picked, 2 random pictures, photoshopped a red carpet take for one of them, and yeah, I don't know what you're doing on that one. But honestly, okay, outside of the Black Widow movie, Scarlett was never the lead. Natasha was, well, she was integral to several Captain America movies and a couple of the Avengers flicks. Okay, I definitely wouldn't remove her from the first Avengers movie at all whatsoever, but she was not the person that put butts in seats. And in the case of Jurassic World Rebirth, which apparently pushed her over the top this time around, just judging by the people who even like that movie, what did they go to see it for? The dinosaurs, not for ScarJo. And I just looked through her filmography here, and I didn't realize that, I know that she's been around for a minute, but I didn't know she was, it was in a Sean Connery movie. That's very interesting. But I think probably the first time that I can remember her being a thing was probably around The Horse Whisperer. Remember when he had original movies that were getting memed all the time because The Horse Whisperer ended up leading to Cesar Chavez getting an entire career of being the Animal Whisperer? I guess she was a little girl in that one. That's interesting. But yeah, Lost in Translation was probably her big break, and then from there, like the girl with the pearl earring. God, I've seen way too many advertisements of that crap. But The Island, unironically, I do kind of like The Island. I watched it quite a bit, mostly because I do like Ewan McGregor. That's why, even though I'm not like the biggest Star Wars fan, seeing that stupid Obi-Wan show really does hurt, because boy, that's just massive wasted potential. And also, all things considered, that's a Michael Bay movie, and that is infinitely better than anything that Zack Snyder has done. Anyways, but yeah, Black Dahlia, The Prestige. Okay, like I forgot she was in The Prestige, which is a great movie, but yeah, that's Hugh Jackman, Michael Caine, and again, she's not somebody who put butts in seats on that one, and I forget the box office on that, but yeah, Vicky Cristina Barcelona. God, I was a night manager at a movie rental shop at the time when that first thing came out, and oh my God, there were so many pissed off, middle-aged women who just, returned it and thought that it was just such, disgusting smut they were putting out there. Oh my God, do you know what this movie's about? No, I have no idea, but I eventually learned what it was, and it's like, oh cool, so funny, right? Because you put apparently, big-named actresses and actors in a movie, and it didn't end up doing anything, because you had ScarJo, you had Penelope Cruz, and you had Javier Bardem fresh off of No Country for Old Men, and it did absolutely nothing. But yeah, from Iron Man 2, She got introduced when, when the male gaze was in full effect, and she was only given opportunities because she was very happily, taking advantages of the opportunities that were laid at her feet. But yeah, she got brought into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think even before, because the first Avengers movie was under the Paramount banner. So yeah, she was a legacy name, but she's getting all of the credit for that. And yeah, you take a look at the biggest box office quote unquote draws of all time, and yeah, you have Scarlett Johansson number 1, and they have Samuel L. Jackson at number 2. You know why? Nick Fury and Mace Windu. Oh, makes a lot of sense, huh? Like, everybody knows Samuel L. Jackson, okay? But when was he a starring man? Okay, he's known very much for, being in Pulp Fiction, but who actually watched Lakeview Terrace? I did. It was trash. Who watched Snakes on a Plane? I didn't, because I heard it was trash. And then you have Robert Downey Jr. If you want to go ahead and give anybody the credit for the Avengers movies for the MCU, yeah, that would be RDJ. Okay, and then you got Zoe Saldana, just hilarious. What movies is she in? Well, she's Gamora, right? Guardians of the Galaxy. I would be willing to give her partial credit for that, even though that's very much, like the 4 Guardians, and then you got your tertiary characters over the top of that. But yeah, she's Blue Lady 2 or Blue Lady 1 in Avatar. Right. Okay, cool. And then Chris Pratt. Okay. Oh, and then you actually get like a legitimate movie star in Tom Cruise. And then Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Okay, so you're giving him credit for the Avengers films and for Thor, which very much deserve it on that front. And then Vin Diesel, The Rock, and then Captain America again, Rocket Raccoon, and then Tom Hanks, and then Johnny Depp. It's interesting how far down. Tom Holland, yeah, he's been in 18 films, and he gets credit for Civil War, the Spider-Man films, and Infinity War and Endgame. A lot of heavy lifting is done for a vast majority of these actors, even just the top 25, like Elizabeth Olsen, okay, Karen Gillan, Jeremy Renner. I like Jeremy Renner. Dave Bautista, don't fucking make me laugh, bro. But look what they afford her. It's so wild. Endgame, Infinity War, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Civil War. Oh, The Jungle Book. Okay, where she was a voice in The Jungle Book. There you go. Sing and Lucy. When she's the lead, that's when she gets credit. And then when you hear idiots like Charlize Theron calls out studios for not wanting to take a risk on female-led action movies, take a look at what else has come out this year and in the past 18 months at this point in time. You had Ballerina, gigantic flop, and then you also had Mad Max, A Furiosa Story, or whatever the fuck that bullshit was called, and that one died a death. But you have apparently the highest grossing actor of all time in Scarlett Johansson, because she's been a part of other successful franchises. It kind of sounds like a skill issue there, Charlize, and maybe somebody a little bit bitter that they didn't get the call for Black Widow at the time when they were too busy collecting little black kids from Africa like their fucking Pokemon cards. Better luck next time, bitch. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.